human beings are wired to seek truth, yet they are remarkably susceptible to deception. The ease with which people are conned out of their money is not just a failing of intelligence, but a consequence of deep-seated cognitive biases and emotional vulnerabilities. From the ancient Stoics to modern psychologists, scholars have long studied the mechanisms of manipulation and why individuals so often fall prey to schemes that in hindsight seem obvious. The Stoics in particular were keen observers of the mind and its weaknesses, warning against the illusions that lead people astray. At the core of this phenomenon lies a series of psychological mechanisms that dictate how people perceive reality, process information, and respond to persuasion. The term mind trap or mental voodoo can be used to describe these manipulative techniques, which prey on an individual's fears, desires, and misplaced trust. While modern scammers employ sophisticated technology, the fundamental principles of deception remain unchanged, rooted in the same psychological weaknesses that ancient philosophers sought to master. Cognitive biases, the invisible shackles of thought. One of the primary reasons people fall for scams is cognitive bias, systematic errors in thinking that cloud judgment. The Stoics, particularly Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, emphasized the importance of self-awareness and rational thinking as a means of protecting oneself from external deception. However, even the most rational minds are not immune to biases, and understanding these distortions is key to recognizing how con artists exploit them. The optimism bias is one such trap, leading people to believe that they are less likely than others to experience negative outcomes. This bias causes individuals to underestimate risks and overestimate rewards, making them prime targets for fraudsters promising unrealistic returns on investments or miracle solutions to financial woes. The authority bias is another powerful factor. Humans have an innate tendency to trust those who appear to have expertise, credentials, or official status. Scammers capitalize on this by posing as government officials, financial advisors, or respected industry leaders to gain credibility. The Stoics warned against blind faith in authority, urging individuals to question all claims and seek truth through reason rather than status. Perhaps the most insidious of all is the scarcity bias, which fuels impulsive decision-making by making an opportunity seem rare or fleeting. Limited time offers, exclusive deals, and artificial urgency are all tactics used by scammers to pressure victims into hasty, uncalculated actions. The Stoic approach to such urgency would be to pause, reflect, and detach from the emotions that cloud judgment, ensuring that decisions are made with clarity rather than compulsion. Emotional manipulation, the gateway to deception beyond cognitive biases. Emotions play a crucial role in why people get conned. Fear, greed, loneliness, and even hope are powerful motivators that override logical thinking. Con artists are skilled at identifying emotional vulnerabilities and crafting narratives that appeal directly to them. Fear is a particularly potent tool. The Stoics believed that fear was one of the greatest obstacles to wisdom, as it leads people to react irrationally. Scammers exploit this by creating crises, threats of legal action, hacked accounts, or financial ruin that push individuals into a state of panic. In such moments, rational thinking is replaced by desperation, making victims more likely to comply without question. Greed, though often framed negatively, is simply the desire for more, a universal human trait. The promise of easy wealth has lured individuals into countless schemes, from ancient gold frauds to modern-day cryptocurrency scams. The Stoics, particularly Seneca, warned against attachment to wealth and the illusion that more money equates to happiness. They taught that true wealth lies in self-sufficiency and contentment, not in the endless pursuit of material gain. Loneliness is another vulnerability that fraudsters exploit, particularly in romance scams. The need for companionship blinds people to red flags, leading them to invest emotionally and financially in fabricated relationships. The Stoic solution to this lies in understanding the nature of attachment and developing an inner fortress of resilience that does not depend on external validation. The evolution of scams, from ancient trickery to digital fraud. While the methods of deception have evolved, the fundamental principles remain unchanged. In ancient times, fraudsters exploited trust in trade, religion, and governance. Merchants would sell counterfeit goods, false prophets would demand offerings, and corrupt officials would manipulate laws for personal gain. One of the earliest recorded financial scams dates back to ancient Rome, where moneylenders would manipulate currency values through forgery and artificial inflation. The Stoics, particularly Marcus Aurelius, advised against blind participation in financial speculation, advocating instead for mindful stewardship of one's resources. In the modern world, deception has reached new heights with technology. Online scams, phishing schemes, Ponzi schemes, and deepfake manipulation now target individuals on a global scale. The anonymity of the internet makes it easier for scammers to create illusions of legitimacy, while the speed of digital transactions reduces the time available for critical thinking. Cryptocurrency, for example, has become a breeding ground for fraud due to its complexity and the allure of quick profits. Many individuals invest in digital assets without understanding them, driven by hype rather than knowledge. The Stoic principle of amor fati, accepting reality as it is, not as we wish it to be, would caution against such speculative behavior, encouraging individuals to seek wisdom before action. The Stoic defense against deception. Stoicism offers a powerful defense against fraud, not through paranoia, but through rational discipline and self-awareness. The key tenets of Stoicism: understanding what is within our control, maintaining emotional equanimity, and questioning appearances, serve as antidotes to manipulation. Self-discipline is the first line of defense. The ability to delay gratification, resist impulsive decisions, and remain skeptical of extraordinary claims is a hallmark of the Stoic mindset. Scammers thrive on urgency and impulsiveness. The Stoic, in contrast, thrives on patience and calculated thought. Critical thinking, or dianoia, in ancient Greek philosophy, is another essential tool. The Stoics urged individuals to examine all information critically, question motives, and seek evidence before accepting claims as truth. In a world overflowing with misinformation, this skill is more vital than ever. Lastly, emotional resilience is crucial. A person who is not driven by fear, greed, or the need for approval is far less susceptible to manipulation. The Stoic seeks inner wealth, autarkia, or self-sufficiency, rather than external riches, making him a difficult target for con artists who prey on material desires. Mastering the mind to escape the trap. The ability to avoid being conned is not just about intelligence or education. It is about self-mastery. Understanding cognitive biases, recognizing emotional manipulation, and cultivating Stoic principles of reason and discipline create a shield against deception. The modern world presents an overwhelming number of opportunities to be misled, but the Stoic path remains clear. Control your mind, question everything, and seek truth over comfort. True power lies not in outwitting others, but in outwitting the illusions that ensnare the human mind. To master this is to escape the mind trap entirely.